Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about the NBA news here. This is going to be a trade deadline special. I wanted to just do NBA news for the trade deadline. I'm not going to read all the rumors and stuff because, trade deadline's already passed now. So I'm just going to talk about like 20 minutes ago, so I just want to relax for about 20 minutes and come on here and do my video for the NBA News or Trade Deadline special. So, let's get into it. So, we're going to start from top to bottom. I wrote down most of the trades while I was at school. I was looking at some of the trades on my phone. So, let's start. I didn't write down all of them. I got most of them, though. And then some players that got waived. Some that got waived. So first trade is the Philadelphia 76ers and Indiana Pacers. The Philadelphia 76ers get Buddy Hield, a good three-point shooter. They really need some three-point shooting. And they ended up trading Furkan Korkmaz, Marcus Morris, and 3 future second-round picks. So I think this is a good deal for the Philadelphia 76ers. Because they need some shooting. Because their three-point shooting's really struggled this season, and they really need to add another three-point threat. For when Joel Embiid comes back, space out the floor, and you can't just leave Buddy Hield open. So I like this move here. I like this move. But this is low-key kind of a steal for Philadelphia. The Pacers low-key kind of got robbed here. Because I don't think either of these 3 players you're getting, these 2 players, well, Marcus Morris done got traded a second time. So, Korkmaz, these 3 future seconds, that's what, maybe, if you're another team, somebody else could have offered better for Buddy Hield. But 76ers low-key finessed them. I don't like this for the Pacers, great for Philly. I love this move for Philadelphia. Don't like it for the Pacers, they didn't get shit in return. So that's your first trade of the day to kick things off. The next trade was the Raptors getting Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji. The Jazz in return get Otto Porter Jr., Kira Lewis Jr., and a 2024 first-round pick, sources tell ESPN. And the first-round pick will be at least favorable with OKC, Clippers, Rockets, Jazz, and 2024, sources tell ESPN. Okay, this actually makes sense. But Toronto has, what, how many first-round picks? It's a very late first. I don't know if I would trade draft capital, but, I don't think his draft class is that great, but we'll see. Ochai was a lottery pick last season. He's been a little inconsistent, but defensively he's been very good. Toronto fans should be excited. But that's why they included the late first. I think it's a good gamble for Toronto to get a good scorer in Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji. Who's a good defender, a little inconsistent throughout his career so far, but I think it's a good deal for the Jazz to get a first-round pick in return. So people are like, oh, why they trade first-round pick? It makes sense. It's a very late first-round pick and a low-risk, high-reward for Ochai Agbaji. So that's your second trade. Our third trade here, pretty much a fucking salary dump. The Pistons get Daniel House, a 2024 second-round pick via the Knicks, and the 76ers basically cleared up salary cap with this trade. So yeah, Pendale face. Daniel House and then the Pistons waived him. They say goodbye, sir. So next trade is the Thunder. They made a move. The Oklahoma City Thunder finalized a deal to send guard Trey Mann, forward Davis Bertans, draft compensation, and Vasily Micic to the Charlotte Hornets. So the Thunder are getting Gordon Hayward. I think this is a solid move. They legit have 1 million picks and really didn't give up any of note. They're not going to give up picks for Gordon Hayward. But I think it's a good move because he can come off the bench. He can give you at least maybe 10, 15 points per game, but people are like, oh, he doesn't play. Trey Mann and Davis Bertans don't really even play. And they didn't move a single pick and traded 2 players with no future. You gave up nothing for a potential 6-man. He will be able to get healthy too without you drastically changing your rotation. he can still give you about 15, 20 points per game off the bench. So I think it's a good deal. The Mavericks. The Mavericks, first of two moves they made. The Mavericks get Daniel Gafford. The Wizards get Richaun Holmes, a 2024 first-round pick from the Mavs via Thunder. The Mavs have done really good with this trade here. Daniel Gafford's averaging 10.9 points per game this year, 8.0 rebounds, 1.0 steals per game, 2.2 blocks, shooting 69%, and has a really good contract the last about 3 years. 2023-24, 2024-25, and 2025-26. So, some kind of low-key steal. And Luka's going to improve Gafford's game a lot. Like, he's an easy lob target. I really love this move. And he's a really good rebounder. Something that Mavericks desperately need. He's a really good rim protector as well. Love this move. Next trade, the Knicks. New York Knicks get Alec Burks, Bojan Bogdanovic. The Pistons in return get Evan Fournier, Quentin Grimes, Malachi Flynn, Ryan Arcidiacono, and 2 future second-round picks. So, I like this for the Knicks. I really do. Bojan Bogdanovic, one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. I like what the Pistons got, though, with Quentin Grimes. But, man, trading him away to the Pistons, going to one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference to the worst team. It's crazy. It's really good for Detroit, though, because they need a young 3-and-D guy for that core. Alec Burks is whatever at this point. Like, he'll have some games where he's good, some games where he's bad. But the main part of this trade was Bojan Bogdanovic going to the Knicks. Like, he's averaging 20 points per game this year, shooting 47, 42, 78 splits. So I like what they did here. So that was your full trade details on that one. Man, the Knicks are officially are one of the teams I think to beat in the East now, especially adding Bojan Bogdanovic. Because that team's got so much depth. Next trade, the Raptors get Spencer Dinwiddie, and the Nets get Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young. Man, this trade is literally freaking L for the Raptors, getting Spencer Dinwiddie, who's been trash this year, shooting like trash. Dennis Schroeder, I think, is a good move for the Nets to have a backup guard. But this moves the needle. This doesn't move the needle for either team. This trade, how does this trade make sense? I mean, I guess the Raptors want cap space for this offseason, but you probably would have liked that maybe a second-round pick or something. I don't know. But I think they're going to get cap space. So, we have another trade, this one with the Dallas Mavericks. The Charlotte Mavericks get P.J. Washington, and the Hornets get Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a 2027 first-round pick. Man, this is low-key a steal. A first-round pick? I mean, you don't have Grant Williams. I think it's good for the Hornets to get a first-round pick out of this deal for P.J. Washington. But is P.J. Washington really worth that much? But I mean, you got Grant Williams off your team. Like, Seth Curry and Grant Williams have been horrible. P.J. Washington is way better than them. But I like what the Mavs have done. I just don't know if P.J. Washington's worth that much, but I think he's a solid player. But I like what the Mavs have done. Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington. And Dallas sending Charlotte a lightly protected 2027 first-round pick in the deal, sources tell ESPN. The Grant Williams era. But yeah, that's the end of the first page here that I have wrote down. Last of the trades I'll just read out, because I don't have have them wrote down. Alright, here's my paper for the nerd community. But now the next trade here I want to talk about is the Suns, Grizzlies, and Nets, a 3-team trade. The Suns get Royce O'Neal via the Brooklyn Nets, and they get David Roddy via the Grizzlies. I like this move here for the Suns. Royce O'Neal's a good 3-point threat, 3-and-D guy, and David Roddy has played pretty well for the Grizzlies since he's actually got time to play. The Grizzlies get a future pick swap and Yuta Watanabe via the Suns, good 3-point threat, and the Nets get 3 future second-round picks and salaries to be determined. So basically, the Nets get 3 future second-rounders, the Grizzlies get future pick swap, get Yuta Watanabe, and the Suns get Royce O'Neal and David Roddy. The Bucks get Patrick Beverly. 76ers get Cam Payne and a 2027 second-round pick. Wow, we get a swap of mid between the Bucks and the Sixers. This doesn't move the needle for either team. Per report, the Pistons will reportedly release Killian Hayes. The fall off, or I shouldn't say fall off, there was never a rise of Killian Hayes. But I thought he would at least get traded. He got straight up released. The league is probably like, no interest. And the last thing I wrote down before I left school was the last thing I saw was the Pistons waived Daniel House basically after trading for him, so he got waived. Did he wave back? And Dale face. But yeah, let's get to the rest of the stuff here on my phone. So the Spurs are trading Doug McDermott to the Pacers, sources tell ESPN. He's back with the Pacers. I think it's a solid move, I guess. He's been one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA for a damn decade. They needed another shooter, so I think it's a good move. And the Pacers will send the Spurs a future second-round pick. So they basically a second-round pick. So a lot of people thought DeJounte Murray could be on the move this trade deadline. The Atlanta Hawks instead are keeping guard DeJounte Murray. Sources tell ESPN, no trade. D'Lo's probably happy right now with the Lakers. He's probably like, oh yeah. But what are the Hawks cooking? Like you're gonna fight for a playing spot. Why would you not trade DeJounte Murray when I think you can get some good value? Makes no sense. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Robin Lopez to the Sacramento Kings. Sources tell ESPN. Lopez is expected to be waived and he'll become a free agent, and the Bucks are sending cash in the deal, sources said. They broke up the Lopez brothers. The Toronto Raptors are keeping Bruce Brown Jr., sources tell ESPN. Lakers fans are probably like, hey, Mr. Pelinka, can we do something, please, with the trade? He's like, no, we'll stay put. Dude, this is going to be the worst fucking trade deadline ever. Like, there was a few good deals, interesting ones with, like, the Knicks deal with Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks, the Daniel Gafford deal. But other than that, I don't know. The last 2 to 3 trade deadlines have been pretty insane, so this is kind of just a normal trade deadline. I can't really say it's the worst trade deadline ever, because you've already had some good big trades with Siakam and OG Anunoby, or Anunoby getting traded, original gangster. The 76ers are trading Jaden Springer to the Celtics for a second-round pick. That's a good move for the Celtics, getting Jaden Springer. He's low-key pretty solid. Celtics, they really traded him to a rival, though. The Boston Celtics are trading Delano Blanton to the Portland Trailblazers for a heavily protected second-round pick. Who the fuck is this? So, the $23 million team option on Brown's 2024-2025 contract gives the Raptors a lot of options in the offseason. The Raptors should have just try to get a haul for him. The Portland Trailblazers are signing Ashton Hagans on a 10-day contract. He's playing for the Blazers Remix G League affiliate in Portland. Oh, good for Ashton Hagans, former Kentucky Wildcat there. The Grizzlies have waived Victor Oladipo, sources tell at The Athletic. The Warriors are trading Corey Joseph to the Pacers. And the Pacers sent a second round pick. Can't believe we got a pick for him. To avoid a 1.5 upcoming contract bonus for games played, the Toronto Raptors are planning to waive Spencer Dinwiddie. Bro won his contract in crypto for this. And the Spurs are likely to bounce Marcus Morris as well, so bro got passed around. But yeah, that's all for the trade deadline. NBA News trade deadline special. Pretty normal deadline, so I'll see you until next make light. Peace.